Welcome to the Madison Chamber podcast. I'm Michelle Epling, president of the Madison Chamber, and I am here today with Adam Chalmers with Spherion. And our topic today is daily habits versus motivation. So you ready to get started? I'm going to throw you the soccer ball so we can get this going.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Adam, thank you for being on today. And, I was really excited to ask you to be on today, having known you for the last year and a half here at the Chamber as one of our ambassadors, and just seeing how much you have really focused on those daily habits in your daily life. You want to talk a little bit about what daily habits mean to you and maybe how they've changed and kind of what you do every day to stay motivated? Because let's be honest, you're not motivated every day to do things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's something very interesting, and I'm really excited that I'm here first off and get to speak about this. It's something that I've thought a lot about in my personal life, especially with how my generation often is and how we see things in our culture. It's very easy to want, only to do things when you feel like doing it, or only want comfort. There's so many things we have today that make us comfortable that we're blessed with. So it can be really hard to push yourself to do those things even when you don't want to do it. And I feel like the best way to do that is getting into a routine and making it a daily habit. I remember watching and doing some studying on the fact that everybody just seems tired all the time. I don't know if you feel that way at all.
So tired,
but
all the time.
But the theory actually behind that, and I'm a former teacher, so I love getting into this stuff, is that we make so many decisions in a day.
We
and
do.
If you think about all the decisions we
Yes.
make, from even the things that we don't think we do, like clothes and food and things like that, we're making way more decisions than people used to. And so one of the ways to eliminate that and make yourself feel a bit more rested is setting in those daily habits where you don't have to decide, am I going to do this? Am I going to actually follow through on this thing I was planning to do today?
I try to lay out all my outfits for the whole week on Sunday night, because on a Wednesday morning, I'm like, I got nothing to wear, even though I got a closet full of clothes. It's hard. Just another decision.
And so what I've learned from my personal experience is that it gets a lot easier to do hard things when you do them consistently, and it becomes a part of that routine.
Absolutely.
It's difficult for us a lot of times, even us that, have mental toughness or like challenges. It can be difficult for us to over and over again actively choose to do the harder thing. But if it's kind of built in and we know that we're going to do it and we're going to be successful and we're going to, accomplish the goal, whatever it is, even if we don't feel like doing it, I think having that routine is way better than that motivation.
Absolutely. I always think that, motivation can only get you so far. And I've always been taught that you have to have, there's a book called The Power of Habits where you have to have a trigger and then a routine and a reward. Even in brushing your teeth, you wake up with bad breath, and your routine is you brush your teeth, and your reward is, and there's now minty toothpaste. People used to not brush their teeth with toothpaste because there was no reward for the taste of toothpaste, and I always try to find ways within my own life to kind of build in those daily habits, because I'm not always motivated. I wasn't motivated this morning to walk on the treadmill to get in my, you know what I mean? But if you just no, I only drink my coffee when I'm walking on, and that might not be a good daily habit, but my new daily habit is after I drink my glass of water and take my vitamins, I drink my coffee walking on a treadmill instead of sitting at the kitchen table scrolling Instagram, which I figured it's better to get 5,000 steps in while drinking a half a cup of coffee.
That's fair.
And, you're going to scroll the internet anyways, so you might as well, check a box while you're doing it and walking slowly and then check it off. So tell me, I saw your post the other day on social media. You ran the Cotton Row 5K.
Yes, ma'am.
And you've never run the Cotton Row 5K. And I think it's so
that.
easy to think oh, that's so great, Adam did that. But there was a lot of behind the scenes work you put into that was not that glamorous Facebook post of completing that.
Yes.
Can you kind of walk me through some of those things that you had to do to get to the point where you do get to post the great thing that happened because you were able to complete and run for the first time a 5K?
Well, I have always hated cardio. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I've always hated cardio. Has been the number one thing. But
Who doesn't hate?
That's fair.
Hate cardio. Can we just put that out there? We have to do it, but who doesn't hate cardio?
Fair.
Really, yeah.
And so, I remember I've always loved sports. So I played sports all the way throughout my life. And I remember leaving school my senior year of high school thinking I'm never going to touch a gym again.
My kids can't wait to go to middle school so they never have to run the track for cardio day. Like,
never
that's
gonna
the
lift
life
another
goal in
weight.
third grade. I'm like, honey, you got to do cardio every day for the rest of your life. Like, I hate to tell you, even if PE coach isn't telling you to do it, but yeah.
Yeah, never gonna touch a weight, never gonna do sprints.
No, never gonna do that again.
But really, as I've gotten older, I'm 25 now. I'd say probably in the past year and a half, what it did bring to me, besides some health benefits, is really just that mental toughness, and how it can translate into your life. The idea that I'm going to do hard things not because I have to survive, but because I want to prepare myself.
Absolutely.
And so yeah, I started working out and I just started running, and I'm a very goal-oriented person. So
hard? Is it on your phone? Kind of what?
I
What are you using to track?
a little bit of both. I used the beginning. I downloaded one of those like Couch Potato to 5K apps.
So there's literally an app called Couch Potato to 5K.
Yes.
Did you hear that, y'all? There's an app called Couch.
So it'll set you up. I did some more customized things because I was building other things into it. I started getting really into biking. I'm actually in September. I'm going to Buffalo, New York, and to Toronto, Canada, to do a charity bike race that our parent company, Ronstad USA, does. So I'm going to bike about 200 miles in 4 days.
200 miles in 4 days. And that's a lot. That's what, 50 miles a day? 50 miles a day. Have you biked 50 miles yet?
I have not yet. No.
Not in one day.
Not in one day.
Okay.
No.
All right.
So I got into that a little bit more, but so I had kind of.
Did you have a stationary bike at home, or we biked on the road?
We had a stationary bike, not at home, but I had a gym membership.
Okay.
And I got a road bike from a great local shop here in Huntsville about a month ago. So I've been doing a lot more.
There's some amazing local bike shops.
There are, yes.
And we got amazing trails. I think the Land Trust in North Alabama has done an amazing job making sure we have those places to get outdoors and enjoy the recreation. And they actually have some like bike trails. Trails.
And what I'm doing is road biking. The mountain biking trails are great. The greenways are great for road biking. Indian Creek here in Madison, I've gone out there and biked before. But yeah, so it was definitely a process. But I could feel myself getting a little bit better every day, and that did give me motivation. But really, just the accountability and knowing that.
Are you doing this by yourself, or is someone with you? Do you have a buddy?
We have a team going. I don't have a local buddy, but I have somebody from. I work at Spherion as franchise group. I have a member from another one of our franchises that is doing it with us, that works with us.
Okay. Tell me a little bit, because again, accomplishing running a 5K is not insignificant if you've especially never done it before. How did you show up for yourself on the days like your phone was like, we really just want you to scroll instead, Adam. We don't want you running. Like, I think we almost make our own life harder. Like wouldn't you say the head game is almost harder than the run itself sometimes? It's just getting yourself to physically, I don't know, put the shoes on. I mean, do you ever feel that you're like, man, why did I? And then you get done with it. You're like, I wish I wouldn't have made that such a big thing. Like, I could have just not argued with myself for 25 minutes about that.
Yeah. Well, there were really two things that I used to try to help me get through that. The first one being, I just put my headphones in and listen to motivational speeches, to be honest with you. And I was running and I was listening to that. I've stopped doing that because now that I can do it a little bit better and can do it more consistently, those spike my heart rate because I get really amped up and I'm excited. And I'm trying to keep my heart rate low so I can go longer.
Yeah, okay. That's one. That's good to know, right? So if you're not used to running, spiking your heart rate constantly is probably not a good thing if you're trying to run or bike 200 miles. Because you really want the dead heart going on.
Yeah, because from a sports perspective, like I said, I grew up mostly being a sports guy. It's really those short bursts of endurance. You get yourself psyched up to go do that. Yeah, but hey, you can throw it to me. I'll keep catching it. But with those kind of more endurance type sports, the consistency, but also and I wouldn't recommend this for everybody, but I just said, I'm going to commit to a goal and I'm either going to be really embarrassed by failing it or I'm going to show up. And so I said back in November, I was like, I'm going to run a 5K and I'm going to run it at the Cotton Row 5K on Memorial Day. And I signed up and I paid the money and I was like, hopefully I'll do this.
Yeah.
And as I did that, there were plenty of little fails along the way. There were plenty of days where I was going to run and then I talked myself out of it and things like that. Where I was going to run a certain distance and I just didn't get to it.
Right.
I wasn't feeling it. But I knew that, that day is going to come, and it's either going to be a day where, hey, I just accomplished this thing that I'm very
Yes.
proud of,
Yeah.
or it's going to be a day where, hey, I didn't do it, and not necessarily be a failure, but reevaluate and reassess. Um, and I think
I think
that is,
consistency, right? Like you
yeah,
look at the healthiest people and you're here running a 5K. I know we got Clark behind the scenes with some headphones on and
yeah,
he's
Ross
also a
Anchor.
runner running
yeah,
10Ks. I think it's showing up most of the time,
hmm,
right? Like you don't have to be perfect.
yep,
You don't have to do it 7 days a week for 4 hours a day to be healthy or to live a healthy life. And I think the people that you see that truly are healthy are showing up most of the time. Like maybe it might not be 7 days a week, but it's 4 to 6. It's not, and it might not be perfectly Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It might be, I always do it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Then I take Tuesday through Thursday off because the work week's hard. Like I think it's whatever
yep.
works
I think
with your
it's
life.
I think that's a
too.
great point, and I think
Yeah.
that's what you see when you look at successful people,
Yeah.
is the consistency.
Yes.
Generally in any industry, whether it's athletics, business, um, you know, movies, things like that, it's not always the most talented people that
Correct.
succeed. It's the people that have talent, yes, but
Yes.
keep showing up and working hard. And I think what's so great and important about that, and what has helped me, is that bleeds into other areas in your life. I've noticed since I started doing this that I have more mental toughness when it comes to challenges at work,
Yes.
or, challenges
And
in
you're just
different
happy
things.
too. Like, I feel like my mental happiness is better today because I did walk on the treadmill while drinking my coffee, even though that's probably not good advice for the Madison business community. But I got 3,000 steps in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not 7, it's not 10. But now when I get home, I don't have to do those 3,000. Already checked the box for that before I even started my day. And you're just able to, I think, handle things. So tell me a little bit in this transition from November, from when you paid the cotton row fee to now. How has that helped you? Because you're really in kind of the B2B sales business and you probably get a lot of no's, a lot of we're not interested right now. How has these daily habits you've done for your own personal health kind of translated into success in your own career? Because I think a lot of entrepreneurs don't realize kind of sometimes that also kind of helps stack the deck in your favor sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's a really great question. I do a lot of different things. I do a little bit of sales. I do some fulfillment. I do some management. I wear a lot of different hats, and I think it has really helped me as far as building that resilience, and knowing that little failures or bad days doesn't mean that it's a bad life.
Correct.
I mentioned there are plenty of times in athletics, even before this, just growing up, where I'd have little failures, but are you trending in the right direction?
Correct.
In your daily life, whether it's with sales, whether it's with management, things like that, you're going to have a lot of little failures. Um, hopefully not a lot of big failures, but
Correct.
you're going to have little
Yes.
little hiccups along the way. But are you trending in a positive direction?
Correct.
Is it overall getting better? And are you doing the work, putting that necessary work in to make it better? And that's something that I have really flipped my mindset on, is, even when these things that we may consider bad things or challenges happen, it's not necessarily my reaction now to be like, man, I just hate that happened, and now I got to fix this problem and what's going on. It's like, no, like, I'm prepared for this. I know what to do. I have people around me, good skilled people
Yes.
that can answer and help me. So let's work on this together. Let's solve this problem, and let's make it to where whatever's going on, we won't have this problem in the
Yes.
future, and we can fix it, and that'll make us better in the long run.
Absolutely. And, life isn't perfect. And I think, I have a saying, I'm like, well, that wasn't on my bingo card today, but I guess we can now check that off the bingo block of, tough day or, tough time. And so at least tomorrow, maybe that won't happen again
Yep.
and stuff and everything. So tell me, Adam, to kind of circle back to, daily habits and motivation. What is one thing you wish that Adam of today does now that you wish Adam did a year ago? That you would tell the business community, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're someone like you that wears multiple hats, what is some advice that you're like, man, I'm just wish I could have started this 3 years ago, 5 years ago?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing mindset wise, and some we've touched on before, is really just those small wins. My favorite quote now, when anybody asks me what's your favorite quote or what
Yeah.
drives you, is when the moment, when the hour, when the day, when the week, when the month, when the year, when your life. And it's really just as
All right.
simple.
Say that again. All right.
So when the
When the
moment,
moment,
when right now, when the hour,
when the hour,
when the day,
when the day,
when the week,
when the week,
the year,
the year,
in your
and
life.
your life.
You can interchange it with different time
Got it.
periods, but
I love
they're
it.
basically, the idea is just focus on those small things you can do right now instead of getting overwhelmed. What can I do in this moment? Do the next right thing. Often it is a quote. And then if you just keep doing the next right thing every second of your life,
Absolutely.
it'll build and grow.
That'll work out. Absolutely. Well, I think we're going to throw the soccer ball for that. Oh, I'm going to drop it. Here you go. All right.
Good.
Last question. Speaking of daily habits, we all love the city of Madison, and we have some wonderful restaurants and retail stores in and around the city of Madison that we love to celebrate Madison every day here at the Madison Chamber. What is your favorite go-to restaurant in the city limits of Madison that, like, if you are either having that day that you just knocked it out of the park and you're ready to go celebrate, or you also need to take a break, take a moment, that fulfillment order did not go through right, and you're like, I just need to walk out of this office. Where are we eating? What's the restaurant and what are you ordering?
Oh man, that's a really good question because
Yeah.
there's so many. Um, I'm not the most sophisticated person, I
No.
guess.
Okay.
Uh, and me and my wife like to try a bunch of different places.
Okay.
I, we normally go pretty much anywhere on Town Madison,
Town
which I love. What I've been really liking recently is the I Heart Sushi Express.
Oh, did you get the sushi burrito?
I've gotten it once. I normally get the bowl, but I really like the raw ahi tuna. I
Yes.
think it's really good
It's
there.
good there.
And
I
it's a
love
lot of it, but pretty much anything on Town Madison, I've had all of it, and all of it's great. We go there all the time, and I've told you, I mean, we don't even necessarily live near here, but
Yeah.
we're always making trips down to Town
Well, we
Madison.
appreciate that.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So, again, Adam, thank you for your time today. Adam is with Spherion. Please reach out to him if you have any questions. Again, this is the Madison Chamber podcast. I'm Michelle Epling, president. And remember, each and every day to celebrate Madison, whether you're a small business, a large business, or just a resident, we are here to help you grow and celebrate our wonderful community. Thank you.